Airplanes are supposed to be sleek and sensible. Wings, fuselage, tail, engines in neat places. But now and then, engineers got creative, or stubborn, or desperate. The result? Machines that look like they were sketched during a dream. Today, we're taking a tour of some of the strangest, boldest, and plain oddest aircraft ever made. These designs were real. Some flew, some barely lifted off. All of them tell a story about what happens when people push the limits. First up, the Vought V-173. It was nicknamed the Flying Pancake, and for good reason. Instead of a long fuselage with separate wings, the V-173 used a nearly circular wing with the cockpit built into it. The idea was to make a fighter that could take off and land in very short distances while still being stable at low speeds. The Flying Pancake actually flew and logged many test flights in the 1940s. It looked like nothing else in the sky. Two big props at the wing's leading edge and a round, flat body. It demonstrated remarkable low-speed handling, but it never became a production fighter. The Navy and later designers moved on to other concepts, from weird to downright lopsided. The Blohm & Voss BV-141 is one of aviation's oddest-looking planes because it's asymmetric. The crew compartment sits on one side, and the engine and tail are offset on the other. Imagine balancing a canoe and an engine on one wing. That's the BV-141. Why design an airplane like this? The goal was clear. Give reconnaissance crews excellent visibility. The offset crew pod had a huge panoramic glazed cabin, perfect for observation. Pilots expected the plane to be unstable, but testing showed the layout actually flew well when properly trimmed. Still, production choices and wartime politics meant only prototypes and a handful of evaluation aircraft were built. When we talk about big and weird, we have to mention Howard Hughes' H-4 Hercules, better known as the Spruce Goose. The H-4 was built near the end of World War II as a gigantic long-range flying boat intended to move troops and heavy equipment. It used non-strategic materials and a lot of wood construction, which added to its odd reputation. It only flew once, a short hop in 1947, and then it was grounded. The aircraft's scale alone made it awe-inspiring. A wingspan so large it dominated the hangar it lived in for years. Whether you call it visionary or overambitious, the Spruce Goose is a reminder that ambition can create machines that seem to come from another world. Soviet designers tried their own brand of odd with the Bartini-Beriev VVA-14. Conceived in the 1970s, it was meant to be a vertical takeoff, amphibious plane that could fight and hunt submarines, and operate close to the sea surface using ground effect lift. Only a few prototypes were built, and technical issues, engine shortages, and shifting priorities meant the VVA-14 never reached its full promise. Still, its look, a wide, pod-like fuselage with multiple small engines and pontoons, makes it a natural on any weird planes list. This one feels like science fiction. An airplane whose whole wing can pivot, like a giant hinge, so one wingtip points forward and the other sweeps back. NASA tested just such an idea with the AD-1 oblique-wing research aircraft in the late 1970s and early 1980s. The goal was efficient high-speed cruise with a simple structure. Sweep the wing to reduce drag at fast speeds, then straighten it again for takeoff and landing. The AD-1 flew dozens of research flights. Pilots reported it behaved well at low sweep angles but showed odd handling at extreme sweep. The concept still shows up in papers and designs because, in theory, it offers aerodynamic benefits for certain mission types. If a plane could disguise itself as a shadow, it might look like the Horten Ho 229. Built in Germany late in World War II, the Ho 229 was a jet-powered flying wing. No distinct fuselage or tail, just a blended wing. Some modern writers have even suggested it had early stealthy traits because of its shape and materials. Only prototypes were completed before the war ended, and one survivor eventually made its way to museum care. The Ho-229's swept, triangular outline still looks futuristic today and has inspired generations of designers studying the flying wing idea. Burt Rutan, the Maverick aircraft designer, gave us the Boomerang, a deliberate, asymmetric, small transport built to improve safety if an engine failed. Unlike most twins that become dangerous when one engine dies, the Boomerang's unequal layout and clever geometry meant single-engine handling would stay manageable. Only one Boomerang was built, and it became a favorite at air shows because it looks like an aircraft that escaped from a ragtag inventor's sketchbook. Rutan's point was practical. Design the airplane so safety comes from the shape, not just pilot skill. So why do designers make these odd machines? Sometimes it's simply made for just problem solving. See the Boomerang or the BV-141. Often it's a search for a new advantage, lift at low speeds, stealthy shapes, or different ways to use fuel and power. And sometimes the weird planes are the result of bold personalities, limited materials, or wartime urgency. Many of these experiments fail to become mainstream. That doesn't mean they failed as ideas. Testbeds like the AD-1 teach engineers about control and handling. The V-173 showed that radical lift ideas can work. The Spruce Goose proved that humans can build enormous things, even if practicality lags behind imagination. When you study weird aircraft, you see the creative process in public. Prototypes, tests, public debates, and sometimes spectacular failures. But every odd experiment stretches what's possible in the next round of conventional designs. All of these planes are proof that aviation is a living craft. It's so compelling to me how these inventors who build some of these planes are willing to risk reputation and money for an idea, even if it's a stupid idea. Some of these machines flew and changed thinking. Some never left the drawing board. But all of them reward the curious and make history that much more interesting. In my overall opinion, I think the Vought V-173 was the weirdest, and it's so funny to see how it landed in short distance. A majority of the other planes were able to fly more efficiently than this thing. No one should fly this plane at all. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to see more videos like this, and consider checking out some of my other videos as well. I'd also like to thank you all for the recent support on the channel. I've been working on improving my videos, if you haven't noticed. It's also October now, and I plan to release more videos this month, as October is one of my favorite holidays. If you have any ideas on what I should cover next, please let me know in the comments. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.